Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Pre-Market Show. My name is Mandela, and I'm very pleased to be joining you today on this financial and markets journey. It is Thursday, the 14th of May in the year 2026. We're going to be talking about a new IPO, the biggest IPO of the year. They've been able to raise 5.55 billion, and they'll start trading today. Have a look at that. We're also going to do our best to get a poll out, see how people are feeling about markets going into what could be a pretty spicy weekend. We'll cover a little bit on China. So Trump over there in China with all of the tech gang, Elon Musk and Jensen Huang, looking at China and maybe look at that as a potential investment opportunity. We had some questions last week about the Chinese index, so we'll focus in a bit on that. We'll also cover things like the K-shaped stock market. So the K-shaped is kind of like that. You have the stocks that are doing really well and the stocks that are not doing really well. So we'll break those down for you. And we had a great day yesterday. We'll talk a little bit about yesterday's trading session, how we wanted to position ourselves yesterday and how we're going to prepare and position ourselves for today. Remember, this show is for you, so please make sure that you are posting in the live chat. We'll be happy to hear from you all. We'll be right back after the intro. Let's get over to the show. All right. So we have a long list of things that we want to cover today. I don't know if we're going to be able to get through every single one of them, but we're going to try. So for those of you who are new to the show, I'd like to say a very special welcome to you. It's always nice to have new faces and new members who are here to learn and to grow from each other. So thank you to everybody who is with us today. I know we're all busy. We all have very busy lives, but we're going to do our best to try and share our insights and our thoughts. So thank you very much to everybody who has joined. We're going to do a prize giveaway in about 2 minutes. We'll start the prize giveaway. So have a look in the live chat. That's where you can find the link for the prize giveaway. I'll also pop it to the top left of the screen. So if you scan that QR code, you'll be able to enter your name. And for the prize giveaway, what is it? I know everybody's wondering. It's a $5,000 account with your name on it. So please, if you're interested, feel free to enter your name in the prize giveaway. And we'll do that in about 2 minutes time. I'll set up, let's give you an extra minute to get your links sorted out. So it looks like we're getting a fairly positive move here in what is the pre-market. Looks like prices are starting to move a bit higher here. We're looking at, I believe there may be some news out of the US or some data that we got that is causing prices to react in this way. But as of right now, we are seeing near all-time highs. So we're basically hovering near all-time highs. Looks like we just got retail sales. That was the data announcement that we got. So the data doesn't always move prices, but it looks like we're getting a little bit of a reaction to the retail sales announcement this morning. And if we pull this up, you should be able to see. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna share my screen right now so you can actually see a bit of a reaction to retail sales. So on the top left, we have the S&P 500 futures. We have the NASDAQ futures down the bottom left. Bottom right, we have the light sweet crude. And then top right is good old-fashioned gold. And we'll do our best to have a look at some of these a little bit later on in the actual show. The announcements. So let's go to Old Faithful here. It looks like the announcement came out about 2 minutes ago. Looks like core retail sales was in line with expectations. Same with the headline retail sales. The expectation was for 0.5%, and it came out in line or as expected at 0.5%. Unemployment claims increased slightly, and last month they were 199. They were expected to be 205,000 today, and they came out at 211K. So sorry, just to clarify, this was from last week, 199K for last week. So unemployment claims, not really as big of a mover, but retail sales tends to be something that can give us a jolt or can move prices. We did have some news out of the US last night. We had some earnings announcement out of Cisco. So if we pull up Cisco, it did quite well yesterday after earnings. We do CSCO. I know some of our community members did trade Cisco yesterday. Nice move after the earnings, moving up quite comfortably towards $120 after closing yesterday closer to 101. So if we go here, this is where we closed yesterday on Cisco, and then it peaked out in the early hours of the pre-market today, fading a little bit, but definitely a good earnings play. We decided not to go with this one, but it shows you're not going to catch every earnings play, and that's fine. That's part of how things go. We're not going to catch every single move, but this was a good one. Cisco doing really well overnight with their earnings announcement. Okay, so that's it for the time on the prize giveaway. So if you haven't done so already, we're going to close out the entries for winners. And let's see here, should work. Okay. So if we go here, I'm just gonna log into the account so I can get access to everybody's names. Thank you to everyone who has joined. Looks like we have, currently we have about 300 people watching live on all platforms. So we're streaming this live on YouTube. Simultaneously, we're on the City Traders Imperium YouTube, as well as the X accounts as well. So good numbers today. Make sure that you smash the like button. That's what helps to keep us on the air and keeps us coming back each and every Thursday to do these shows. And I am going to just copy everyone's name here. Here we go. Okay, so it looks like we have Jackie Kumar, MyFX Note. MyFX Note, you put your name twice, so you're going to be disqualified. MyFX Note entered twice, and it clearly states at the top that you are only allowed one entry per person. So we're gonna have to fix that. And we'll start the race now, and then we'll come back and see who won. Okay. Let's get that on. And then here we go. Okay. All right, everybody. All right, now it's time to announce the official start of the duck race. All the best, everybody. We're going to take out MyFX Note because they entered twice, which is a no-no. And then we're going to do 10 minutes of racing. Actually, you know what we're going to do? Clear that. And I think I'm having a, let's go. Okay, that's the problem. Let's do 10 minutes. There we go. Now we're talking. All right. All the best, everybody. We'll come back in a few minutes and have a look at everybody's performance. just to see how everybody's doing. But thank you very much to all the entries. We are very pleased to have such a great turnout today. So we'll have a look back in about 8 minutes or so just to see how everybody is doing. All right, so let's get over to some information because we said we're going to cover a lot of stuff today, and so let's get that covered. So first things first, we said that we were going to go over the IPO. Okay. So headline news, everybody's talking about Xi Jinping hosting Trump. So headlines from that, looks like it was a very positive meeting. Ended up having some good discussions. Interesting that China mentioned Taiwan in their press release, but the US did not mention Taiwan in theirs. Some also mentions of the NVIDIA chips, so the H200 chips were approved to be sold in China by the US. However, we're still waiting on China approving the import of the NVIDIA chips. Overall, just a fairly standard diplomatic trip. And I think there's also some talk about the Chinese leader Xi Jinping visiting the White House in December of this year. Also, Alibaba announced earnings yesterday, and they did quite well on the back of that. If we come down here, just looking at the other headlines, not sure if it's, let's see if we go here. We're going to do the Cerebras. So I don't usually trade. We don't trade a lot of IPOs, but Cerebras prices IPO here. So they're going to be starting their trading, their debut today. They are a US chip company. The joys of being live. I kicked out the power plug on the laptop, and that's what, I don't know what you saw, but quick shout outs to our sponsors while I'm standing up. City Traders Imperium, providing funding for traders since 2018. They are sponsoring today's show, and they're also sponsoring the prize that's going to be given away on the duck competition, the duck race. It's always something when you're live. So just a reminder, if you are watching and you are enjoying this show, make sure that you post in the live chat, because that's one of the advantages of not pre-recording this. We do not pre-record. We are actually speaking to you right now, 1:43 in the PM in London, from London. But shout out to everybody who is watching us from all around the world. We have some viewers in the US. We also have viewers watching from Bermuda. And then also a few watching from the Middle East and over in other Asian countries. So this is what we're trying to get to before I unplugged the laptop and we had a little bit of a cerebral moment. Cerebras prices its IPO above expected range. So you're always finding something new on these shows. We do these each and every Thursday and Friday at the same time. So they do artificial intelligence chips, AI chips. They've raised 5.55 billion, and they are going to be trading today for the first time. So looking at pricing at $185 a share, and we'll watch it. I mean, I'm not going to be actively trading on IPO day. I would rather watch from the sidelines, but it is definitely something that you want to be aware of. It's also a sign that US chip companies are now willing to go public. So that's something that we want to stay very much in tune with and very, very much aware of, because if this is going to be the start of some more IPOs coming up in the rest of the year. We know there's SpaceX, we know OpenAI, we know there's a slew of IPOs coming up in the next few months. This is going to be the biggest one of the year so far. So let's keep an eye on Cerebras IPO. They should be pricing their IPO within the first hour or two of trading today. That's usually when they'll actually be tradable to the public. All right, so let's have a look at some charts here. This is the good old-fashioned S&P 500, but we're going to go over to, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been the topic of conversation for the last few weeks with us, and we've found that, yes, it's up off the lows here. It's up slightly. Let's call that about 35% off the lows, but it's still nowhere near that 100K. And if we zoom out even more, we're still down considerably from the all-time highs back in October of last year. We were down about 50%, and now we're still down about 38%. So we're up 30% from the lows, but we're still down 30% from the all-time highs. So I know quite a few of you do trade Bitcoin, and we continue to track it. We're not actively trading it. We prefer to trade S&P 500, but it's definitely worth watching Bitcoin. This segment is called Chatting Charts. We'll have a look at a few more charts, and then I'll have a look at the live chat to see how everybody is doing today. Next up, let's look at some of the names that have been doing really well over the last few weeks. They've been basically anything that has AI related undertones. If we go to KORU, this one's done really well. South Korean index up a whopping 1,000%. If we go KORU, here we go. All right, KORU. So it's basically the equivalent of the major index in South Korea. And here we go. It's just a monster. It's made up of two main companies. So the first one is Samsung, and the other one is I think it's HK Hynix, and they make up 50% of this South Korean ETF. If you want to know more about the fund, you can check it out yourself. So yeah, it's using the MSCI South Korean index, and they're leveraging it. But if you wanted to look at, I guess, the underlying is EWY, and that will give you the two main stocks. SK Hynix making up about 30%, and Samsung together making up more than 50% of the fund. So if you're looking for something that's going to give you some exposure to the upside, South Korea is where it's at right now, and everybody's talking about the South Korean index at the moment. Other thing to be aware of, yesterday we got the confirmation officially of Kevin Warsh to the Federal Reserve. So that was, I guess, more of a formality. He's going to be the new Fed chair. So we've seen Myron now has to step down, and Chair Powell will still remain a member, but no longer the chairperson of the Federal Reserve. So I think that was also something that was underlying the move yesterday and into the day before yesterday. I think investors really like certainty, and when you get the approval of a new Fed chair, that tends to give us that confirmation that the transition from one chairman to the next is going to go relatively smoothly. And that's basically what we're seeing. All right, we're going to be back in a sec. We have a quick break that we got to take, and then we'll be back in a sec with a little bit more information. We'll try and cover a few more things. We'll have a look at the live chat as well, and we'll be back in a sec. All right, we're back. Okay, so we got a lot of people messaging here. I'm gonna get this set up properly, and we'll have a look at yesterday in a second. Also, yesterday's moves were pretty good. There we go. Yeah, we'll pull that up later. Okay, so let's have a look at the live chat first and foremost. Looks like we got Asha Ludwig in the house. Thank you, Asha, for joining us today. Really nice to have you with us for the pre-market show. I really appreciate all the messages and all the comments. We read everything that you send. We also have Tesla Trader in the office at the trading desk, ready for action. We got the US Open in about 30 minutes, just over. Nice to have Tesla Trader ready to go. Probably trading from the Tesla, no doubt. That's my guess anyway. I would assume that you're probably trading from the Tesla, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like we have Bruce Parentchief saying good day, everyone. New hoodie, yes, got the new hoodie on, courtesy of City Traders. So get over to City Traders if you want a hoodie. It's starting to get a little warmer, but they also have t-shirts. They have a whole bunch of stuff that you can pick up from them. I can't find Trump coin on my City Traders, so that's a good question. I do think that it may be possible that they don't trade the Trump coin, which is very possible. They're not going to cover every single crypto, so I would just double check to see what assets you do have available in your City Traders account. But I would not be surprised if they do not offer Trump coin. All right, so I caught that one. So Zayest, I believe this was in reference to, I want to say it's probably in reference to Cisco. Were we talking about Cisco? So good job catching that one. Vincent Lightborn saying happy Thursday all. Very, very happy to everybody. I missed this one earlier. Then we got Imran saying hi. We got a great group of people here. I'm just scrolling through all the messages. Clarity Act. So this is Jalen. Jalen was on the show about 4 weeks ago, and we were talking about just how important it is when you're trading to stick with it. And so I think it's really important that we have communities and we have places that we can go and share and learn from each other. So thank you, Jalen, for that. Clarity Act is a good one to keep an eye out on. On the City Traders Imperium platform, looks like we have 190 people watching on all platforms. So thank you, everybody, for joining. THH is with us. We have Kai Kalula, MyFX Note. Looks like we have Hats1 is also with us today in the office. Zenith Forex, Infinity 20, and of course Jackie Kumar also in the live trading room today. All right, so looks like after all of that, looks like the winner, let's go back. We have there's a photo finish here. So looks like the winner of the dock race was TDHTBTDI1. Next time I got to set a timer. So congratulations on winning your $5,000 account. Thank you to everybody who has joined the competition. And we'll be doing this all again tomorrow. If you're available tomorrow this time, we'll be live and answering your questions and doing another duck race. Yeah, I think the whole unplugging of the laptop threw me off quite a lot. Let's look at some early movers. So what's moving in the pre-market? Well, GME, GameStop. I know quite a lot of people follow GameStop very religiously in a way. GameStop is lower, heading lower this week. There was an offer made by GameStop to purchase eBay, and eBay rejected that offer. As a result, GameStop is lower. Over the last 5 days, it's down about 8% to the downside. CSCO, we talked a bit about Cisco as well. There we go. So Cisco higher after better than expected earnings. Really outperforming, and it's in that tech space, and tech is on the upside of the K. We talk about the K-shape economy. It is definitely on the better side of that K-shaped economy. STUB as well was a pre-market mover, up 15%. So if you're looking for some stocks to add to the watch list, I would definitely look at Cisco and STUB. And then of course, Cerebras is going to be starting to trade first thing. Actually, you know what I'm going to do, because I don't know what is the ticker for Cerebras. I could probably put it into an AI. So it's going to be CBRS, and it's trading on the NASDAQ this morning. So ticker symbol CBRS is going to be the youngest baby on the NASDAQ today. If you're looking for something to follow, they're going to be a good name to keep an eye out on. A few other things that I wanted to cover before we do finish up for today's show. The first one is the trading psychology, and it applies less if you're using automated systems and you're using more robots and AI to assist your trading. But if you're physically placing the trades yourself, having a very strong psychological foundation, I think is extremely helpful for trading. This was yesterday, so we did some trades yesterday. This was the main one, so we ended up buying S&P 500 as it was as it had dipped. It moved back up, and it had a really good uptrending day yesterday. So this is what we're focused on. Instead of trying to track 100 different stocks, I'm happy to focus on one index. And I know that this index is going to be something that I can almost I can trade with confidence day in and day out. We always talk about a process that is consistent, which this is. We have a trading process that is repeatable, which we can do each and every day in and day out. And then the next step for us is scalable. So we ended up yesterday getting 3 positions. So scaling is what really separates the boys from the men, the wheat from the chaff, the amateurs from the professionals. And when we talk about scaling, instead of just trading one stock, or sorry, one contract, we're looking to scale. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 contracts, which will really make the impact and change your trading for the year. So this was yesterday. Really good opportunities. We very seldom get 2 trend days in a row. 2 trending days back to back is extremely rare. And if we pull up the current S&P, so post those trades, we can see we're still near the all-time highs. Let's go with, I think this one is good. Yeah. We can zoom in here. So this would have been yesterday. Let's put this on. Okay. So we can see yesterday, we started, this was the overnight session yesterday. This is Sydney. This is Tokyo. And then we go over here to, this is London. And then this would have been the New York session open. And we traded that New York session, but we've continued to move higher. This is an all-time high. And if you zoom out, you can see that we've come extremely far, extremely fast. So today, the best thing that I can do is not trade. Just take it easy. I may have a look in the first hour or two, but if there's nothing that's extremely obvious, then we're happy to just observe from the sidelines. And you don't have to trade every day. So that's the message for today. I think you don't have to trade every single day. Looks like Mark Patterson saying, been watching from Qatar after a crazy few weeks. Yeah, it's just it's the saying. I think it was from Keynes, who said the market can remain irrational longer than we can remain solvent. So if you are trying to short this, or you're trying to catch the top, then you're going to have a very difficult time, I think, until things start to reverse. And I do think that when the market eventually does reverse, I think it's going to give us clues. It's going to give us an opportunity. So we don't have to necessarily be the first to catch the top. I know that's always the sexy thing to do. But allow the price to pause and allow things to start to show you that it's starting to move. I think that's the lesson, I think, for today. We could drop today, definitely, but I don't think we're gonna crash 2, 3, 4, 5% in a day. So if it's gonna go down, it's gonna give us opportunities to catch it. So if you are in some long positions, if what you're trading right now is working, then I would encourage you to keep going with what's working. We talked about the K-shaped stock market. Those sectors that are doing really well and outperforming, I think they continue to do that, and the trend is our friend. So names that we like are things like the AI names, the energy names, the power names. And anybody that tells you that this is a bubble and it's going to crash is probably not long. They're probably not long, or not long enough. They're not participating. I've got a lot of messages from people saying that this bubble is going to end badly very soon. Some of them are shorting this and getting their face ripped off. And a lot of them are just watching from the sidelines in full cash. And that's fine. That's your strategy. But when you hear somebody yelling and screaming from the rooftops that this is a bubble, the world is going to end, just keep in mind what positions they may have or may not have. Because if you imagine they're not in this and the price is just going up every day. Yesterday, like we said, we got that nice trend day yesterday. So of course people are going to say it's a bubble if they're on the sidelines. So take that into consideration when we're talking to others. Looks like Asha missed the trend day. That's okay. That happens. I've missed so many trend days. It's redonkulous. I've probably yesterday was one of the first that I've caught in a long time, so I feel the pain. I know that feeling when you've been waiting and waiting for a trend day, and then it comes, and then you're not participating in it. But you know what? Tomorrow's another day, and we can rest assured that hopefully you didn't lose money yesterday trying to short the bullish trend day. Looks like Vincent Lightborn also says he missed them too. Looks like he missed the trend day as well. But that happens. I think we're not going to catch every wiggle and every sniggle and every jiggle. We're not. So you have to be realistic. You can't be too hard on yourself. And what I like to do is go back and look and see, okay, what could I have done differently? Sometimes it's outside your control. Sometimes you couldn't have done anything. But if you were watching and you were just waiting for a dip that never came, or you were a little hesitant to get in, then use that next time when you see all the signs, or you see some signs of the market trending. You'll be better situated and you'll be more confident and stronger next time when we get that next trend day. All right. So I think that's it for today. I didn't get a chance to do the pool. We'll try and do the pool tomorrow. Interesting fact, and I'm going to pull up the exact amount. But I know we got a couple comments. We read all of your comments. We want to hear more about non-trading stuff, and we also want to have more traders on. So we're working on getting some more traders. We were supposed to have a trader on today, and so the last minute we had to have some changes, so it didn't work out today. But we will have other traders on, different strategies, different experience levels, different journeys to get into this point. But we will definitely have a more variety of voices here on the show. So I heard the World Cup tickets are out for sale now. Looks like the finals for the World Cup is $33,000. So if you're looking for a target between now and summertime, if you make $33,000, then you could buy yourself a ticket to the World Cup finals. Wouldn't that be great? Also heard about Trump's phone. So Trump announced this looks like a gold phone. People pre-ordered it, massive pre-orders, thousands and thousands of people paying up front for the Trump phone. Come to find out that they had a warning on the website saying, we do not guarantee that you will receive the phone. And they've had a bit of a manufacturing issue. So there's a whole bunch of people who are still waiting on their, I believe they were around between $600 and $800 for a Trump phone. So, I mean, if you're expecting Trump coin to go higher, I would want to wait for that Trump phone to come out, or maybe some more positive news on the Trump phone first before I start trading that. Okay, also live in the office today at the trading desk, and then we're going to get ready to jump off. Trading desk over in CTI land, still have about 219 people, 219 views on all platforms. Thank you very much for all your views and all your support. It's really, really great to have everybody with us. So over in CTI land now, we have, let's see here, my FX note. Just a reminder, you can only enter once per show. Jackie Kumar, we have TDH. Traveler 8 is also present and ready to go. Zenith, Rex, and Starboy, who has been missing for a little while. Nice to have you back. And Brian Walsh, just reminding people what to do for the live prize giveaway. And yeah, looks like we're cooling off a little bit. So hit an all-time high again in pre-market just before we started the show today, and just before retail sales, we got an all-time high in the S&P 500. And we're going to be tracking some names today. We spoke about the IPO of Cerebras, which is a US chip company. That's going to be the biggest IPO of 2026 thus far. We also talked a little bit about GameStop and eBay. So eBay has rejected GameStop's offer, which is, it's a little bit older news now, but I think it could impact GameStop today as well. And then Cisco had some really, really positive earnings announcements last night. Some really good feedback, and buyers came in and scooped up Cisco, pushing it up about 14% in pre-market. And then also we have StubHub up a similar 16% going into the open today. So we got the open in about 20 minutes, so I'm going to get off of this and say once again, thanks everybody. Make sure whatever you're doing, you have a positive day, regardless of the actual results. We want you to all have a very positive day today. It's not just about winning either. It's about learning and making sure that every single trade, there's something that we're taking from that. Let's be confident, carefree, fearless, and focused today. Confident, carefree, fearless, and focused. From all of us here at Signature FX, on behalf of our sponsors, City Traders Imperium, wishing you nothing but success today. Let's go and get it. Let's remember why we're here. Let's remember why we've been doing this for so long. All the long hours, all the energy that we spent, all the learning that we've undergone has brought us to this point today. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Happy trading.